Okay.
It's just scary that we're here. I'm so scared of this hag.
What's the holdup, bud?
I'm waiting for a volunteer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You all right? Need some water?
No, I'm good. I got some ginger ale with lemonade. I already finished my cake. My
Ooh.
gummy bag is empty, but I have cookies. It is a little like cake that you get with Chinese food sometimes. It's delicious, but not a ton of cake. Like real cake. Anyway,
Fucking set up over there. Um, we started by the trial of the Rivenwish chasm, by which we just bashed some flame skulls. Um, and we met a little guy, uh, Obud, who we discovered had been who used to be friends with Arganthel before the colossal falling out of the fracturing of Prismere, and discovered that the Briganox and what are they called? Other little fellas. Uh,
Horrids.
Chorids, had both been led to believe that the other ones were willingly aiding Endelyn, but she had just been taking things from them, the architect, the Briganox, and hair of the Chorids, and they decided to have a conversation to possibly get to see eye to eye again that we helped mediate. Um, uh, Once that conversation had begun and they kind of felt secure enough keeping it up on their own, um, they agreed to help destroy the lightning rods so we could find Endelyn. We were granted passage through the Briganox secret tunnel, um, and went right into Motherhorn backstage, as it were, and met the fucking coolest dude that we have met so far, Break a Leg. Um, God, I'm just remembering how kick ass that guy was. um, there's a swell little skeletal puppet who offered to go down the tunnel back after us because he wanted to be free of Endelyn's chains as well, to tell the Briganox and the Chorids that we were ready we were ready to roll. And now we are backstage. We don't know where to go. We have an idea that the prison is up in the tower, right? With the Ori, is that right?
Correct.
Yes. And so ideally we should go. I think that means we need to go there first so that we can get Glister and I never remember which one is which. I'm sorry. And destroy the aug. I can't remember the word. The augury device. Um,
Horary.
the Ori. Thank you. Um, uh,
Seeing
And
it spelled out helps at all because it's a weird word.
yes, it does, because every time I'm picturing it, I think of augury
Dark
with an
crystal.
A, and it's fucking me up. This helps. Um, yeah, that's where we are.
Mhm.
Did we get caught? Is that what this guy is on the map?
No. Uh, Standing in what is clearly some sort of storage room, wherein Break a Leg had been discarded, really turd. You are able to see into the next room, a what looks like a workshop, basically, a rather cavernous room, lit by the same red glowing orb set into the walls as the room that you are standing in. It is full of the sounds of work, full of voices shouting at each other in uh, deep little goblin voices. Except for um, a tall human woman dressed in a costume who has her back to you while she is poring over a piece of paper, or rather a sheaf of papers. Um, why did I put this player handout away, even though I showed it to you last time? Uh, in what is clearly some sort of costume, as she is poring over presumably a script, a goblin is doing his very best to pin the long skirt that she is currently wearing up for hemming. And every once in a while, when she goes to move, or he is not quite fast enough and he gets her with a pin, she reaches back to just sort of smack him with a um, with one hand, and berate him momentarily before going back to her pile of papers and whatever lines she is mumbling to herself. You can see a number of other goblins uh, operating throughout the workshop. Um, some are um, uh, some are operating the bellows on a flame. Others, I'm sorry, on a forge. Others are uh, painting wooden cutouts or hammering together boards to make stand ups, like for a backdrop. Um, in addition, that well, I yeah, you can hear the sounds of echoing from somewhere not in that room, but somewhere beyond it, possibly above it, the sounds of rather large and loud machinery. The metallic clang of gears turning, and um, like machinery grinding against itself, like a lift or something of that nature.
I think I'm gonna telepathically pass to everyone. Um, should we try to find anyone else here who might be interested in helping us, or should we just wait until she passes?
You have keen mind, actually. You would remember this.
Oh,
Oh,
Um, Wrapped up in what is clearly some sort of memorization or rehearsal, um, even as she turns around and paces up and down the room uh, a little bit, with the poor goblin tailor doing his best to keep up. You get a glimpse of this woman's face, although she has not noticed the lot of you lurking, as you are in another room and behind crates. This is one of the faces that popped through your mind, or rather, went through Zagash's mind as he was remembering the members of the League. This is Skilla. And every once in a while, you will hear the goblins call her that, and she will become irate, insisting that they address her as Charmin.
Don't dead name her, dude. It's Pride.
Gotta add that to my list of people.
He's part of. Will you repeat that part again? I'm so sorry.
This is one of the people that when Zagash, the half-orc who attacked you outside of the Wayward Pool, was
The one that
describing...
we,
Yeah, the one that is no more
because he was on the hunt for. Yeah. Okay.
for unicorns. This is one of the members of the League.
Should have a
Gotcha,
whole little
gotcha.
thing that's just the league members. It's okay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I'll just like very silently, like kind of frantically point at her, and then just telepathically message that information. Because I would have been the only one who would have recognized her. Because the yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You were the only one that saw into his mind, and the only... I mean, that was also days ago, but you have keen mind, so it's within a month.
we could try tricking her, possibly, yeah, and maybe getting information out of her. Tell her that either we know Zarek or Kellic, or I don't know. We have options. Suddenly, we have options.
Do we need to detain her?
I don't know, but I just what if she is a member of the League, then she has the intentions of taking that artifact, that scepter, right? She's helping Kellic.
Yes, so should we detain her or should we?
I probably detain first, but she's sort of got an entourage I don't want to disrupt.
Sorry, I need to correct something for the record. The half-orc is Zarek. I got his name wrong because there's another person that is Zargash, and I confused the two. Zarek was
Okay.
the half-orc.
That was my note too, but I was like, I don't know what's right, but it's the same guy, so.
Am I still hidden if I'm here? I'm just trying to get closer, so if I want to close that gap, I'll have less room. But my goal is to stay hidden.
Yeah, like I said, most of the people in the room, as long as you are not being obvious, they are very laser focused on their tasks. The goblin workers are busy building things, and the sounds of their own work is going to deaden any sound that you are making by moving casually and slowly. From there, you can see another light coming from around the corner, even though you can't see around the corner explicitly.
Right, I can see that light's coming from that direction.
Yes, and whereas the rest of the lights here have all been giving off sort of a red light, like the orbs in the room that you are in, and of course the fire is giving off a more clear firelight. The light coming from this direction is a clear white light that flickers and moves in a way that you are recently familiar with. It reminds you of the way that the lights that hover over the shoulders of the Briganox moves. It is very faint, those lights don't give off a whole lot of light, but it is actively moving.
Mhm. Well, do any of you have any magics that you can bring to bear on this situation, or shall I just grab it?
Arlen?
Oh, okay. Let me see. I mean, I could try to like mesmerize her, like a little like hypnotic pattern.
Well, that might be good if necessary for everyone
Yeah.
in the room. I guess the
Yeah.
other possibility is if anyone can think of a way to perhaps entice or intrigue her into coming into this storage area, it might be easier to grab her here with less witness.
I could.
I mean, I've got like suggestion, but like that would kind of mean like calling out to her. Like I can't do that silently.
I could telepath to her to ask her to come here, but that.
But there's no magic on that.
No, but only she would hear.
Hmm.
Well, I can't really tell from this angle. Has anyone been able to ascertain how many others are in the room? I see her. I see the goblin tending to her garment.
I spout the exact number of goblins that are there.
There are at least a dozen, and as you are standing there, you watch two of them that have been working on a wooden backdrop piece. Take it through the doors at the far end where I am pinging, which some of you
Mhm.
can see. While the doors are open, you can briefly see that there is simply a long wooden platform, sort of like a pier. They hook a rope around the backdrop, tug on the rope, and it is lifted into the sky.
Oh dear Lord.
I could also I could create like a silent image that might like lure her, but like that requires it being her that sees it, you know? Like anybody could see it. Also, it requires her caring about whatever it is that I make.
Arlen, I think your offer of a suggestion might be the uh, formally most appropriate.
Okay, just making sure that I don't have a way to like do that silently, but I do not. Okay, the range on that's pretty small, so I might have to get a little closer. Let me see. Yeah.
Perhaps in the suggestion you just offered that she come alone, that might help.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to sneak up next to this door right here. Da 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 da.
I can hear that very loudly in my head. Thank you.
Okay, that puts me close enough. I'm going to kind of not really like step out, but like peek my head around a little bit. I have to be able to see her. She doesn't necessarily have to be able to see me. She just has to be able to hear and understand me. And I'm going to like whisper, like a stage whisper, and just say, wait, what was her? What was? Should I use her real name or her fake name?
Her fake name, she doesn't seem to like her real name.
Yeah, okay. Charmaine, my dear, would you do me the favor of uh uh making your way this way into this closet by yourself without anyone else coming, please? and make sure to tell everyone else to not come. You look ravishing, by the way.
Okay, and you are
Casting suggestion.
okay.
So that'll be this is wisdom saving throw.
I mean,
DC 17.
this is spectacular. I almost liked it better when I thought it was just Arlen just saying that.
Just a persuasion.
Right. Just like, hey.
You see Charmaine turn, Skilla. And the goblin darts around behind her, accidentally stabs her in the leg, and she does not slap him, as she has done every other time. And then she looks at all of you, or rather looks at Arlen, since Arlen is the one closest and speaking to her.
I do want to say, if she succeeded, I want to try to make Silvery Barbs have a roll again.
Okay.
But yeah,
She did succeed. She turns, opens her mouth to speak. You weave the magic for the silvery barbs on top of the magic for the.
really, you'll want to come in. It's very important, my dear, my darling. Please.
Who are you giving advantage to, first of all?
I will give advantage to Banner.
Okay. You weave the magic for the silvery barbs on top of the magic for the suggestion, and as she opens her mouth to say something, you can see her eyes glaze over a little bit as the suggestion takes hold. She reaches down and pats the tailor on the top of the head like a puppy. Do wait here, dear. And walks over.
As she once she's in the room, suggestion is concentration. So I'm
It
gonna wait
is.
for her to get into the room, a little bit more, and then once I feel like it's reached the end of the suggestion, like, because it only lasts until they do as they're supposed to.
Yep.
I'm going to
Just about there.
cast silent image, and I want to make it look like a stone like door juts up from the ground to fill like the gap. So just like to anyone looking, there's a wall here now.
Banner would like to grab her by the arm.
I would like to state that I still have Detect Thoughts active.
Okay, I did not realize you had Detect Thoughts on her.
Oh no, it's just it's just a spell that I have active because I've been using it to telepathically communicate with everybody.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
You are
two
able to put your.
emotions.
Can you populate silent image for me, just so I know what that means for the goblins?
Yeah. 15-foot cube. Hopefully this hole isn't that big.
No,
If
it's
it
only 10
is,
feet.
okay. So yeah, purely visual. There is no sound of like grating rock, sadly. But yeah, just the image of it rising up and then holding still. Physical interaction reveals it, and a creature can use its action to investigate it.
Okay. The illusory wall slides into place without a sound. Banner, you have no trouble in reaching out and grabbing a hold of this individual. At that point, the suggestion was very clearly on the verge of breaking right when this happened, and with the wall in place, she looks around at all of you with a look more of arrogance and haughtiness than anything else. And who are all of you?
Just right up front, I just want to say sorry for the deception. I'm not actually like interested in you in like a romantic way at all. My name is Arlen.
I am Banner.
Or I do a handstand.
And why have you invaded my host's home?
We are looking for some people who have been taken here against their will.
As you have now taken me against my will.
I mean, you haven't really like been taken. Like you're still here.
She looks down at Banner's hands around her arms.
Yeah, but like, we haven't taken you.
So
like,
I'm free to go then.
well, you're held,
I will
but not
be on
taken.
my way.
Sorry, yeah. We just want to have a conversation, pretty please.
What do you want?
What are you doing here? What role
does it-
do you play in Kellick's plan in Prismere?
I am here to play the role of Charmaine in my one-woman play, Lamentations of a Warlock.
Ooh. Give us a slice then.
You can see it at the rehearsal like everyone else.
Oh, not even a monologue, not even a line. Come on, there has to be something you're dying to share with us. You're the writer, aren't you? As well as the actress?
Are we done here? I would like to go.
What is that they say for good luck in the theater?
Oh, yes, I've
You might
forgotten
be
as
looking
well.
for,
When I mentioned Kellick, do I get any thoughts from her?
Disdain, distrust.
At me or at him?
Yes,
Okay.
both of you. No, I mean, obviously she has no reason. She has no idea who the hell any of you are. But the feelings of her feelings when you say Kellick are very clearly negative. This is not someone that she is currently happy with.
We plan on finding him and helping return some things to their natural place and order. Are you meant to be in Prismere?
You are welcome to find him at the palace. I have no wish for further association with him.
What
So,
has he done to you?
I don't see how that's any business of yours.
Any thoughts?
Oddly, the thought that pours through her head is a puppet show taking place on a strange black satiny stage with a number of marionettes being wielded by strange bony hands.
No.
You say you want nothing more to do with him. Is even vengeance an occurrence of thought?
I have no need for vengeance. We have parted ways. I have no desire to further Kellick and his childish plans to steal some relic from his rival. If they would like to spend their time angering an archfey, good luck to them. I have made my peace with Endlin. I am fine here.
What has she offered you for your service?
My service? No. No, 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 no. You don't understand. I don't serve Endel. I will.
I look around this room.
Arlen like
Mm.
rolls his eyes so hard.
Of course, making that sound. I'm making like a,
When
grimacing.
she says that, by the way, the image that goes through her mind is another face you have seen before. It is that of an exceptionally old woman with a very long hooked nose and long kind of dark hair that probably let me just that
The
is
Baba
the
Yaga?
image. Yeah. That is the image that pops through your mind when she says she does not serve Endlin. Endlin has simply given me a chance to pursue a new vocation, as it were, to remove myself from the exhaustive position in which Kellic has placed the members of the League. The others may be content to waste their time here, but I am not. I have made sure that my allegiances are with the correct entities of Prismere.
Well,
And if you would prefer to keep those allegiances coming down upon you all, I think it is about time that you released me.
we are glad that you have found a more satisfying calling. Perhaps you could share with us who the other members of the League are, so that we might help them find similarly suited alternate activities.
Oh, well, there's Kellic, the old wizard. Delusions of grandeur, that one, if you ask me. He thinks by getting that staff, he will suddenly have the power to defeat his rival, and maybe that's true. I personally doubt it. But he will never be more than a cut-rate old conjurer who, frankly, is wasting Warduke's time. And when she says Warduke, another image that you have seen before goes through her head. Let me see if I have a handout. Pretty sure I do. The image of a
Is that the red suit of armor?
it is a warrior
Got a
whose
kick-ass sword.
face is completely hidden in their helmet. Not shadowed, but rather the helmet itself blocks all light that might show you who this individual is, but for the two glowing red eyes that peer rather menacingly out of the helmet. That old mercenary keeps Kellic safe, but frankly, it's beneath him. There's Zarek. He's just a creep, honestly.
There was Derek.
Oh, is he dead? Oh. Anyway. Who else?
Also, I
Who else?
don't know if you've heard, but dear old Indolin, I mean, she's down a couple of allies recently.
Mm-hmm. So I've been told.
And what does the Baba Yaga want with Prismere?
What does Baba Yaga want with Prismir? Nothing.
And why are you here?
Well, I came here with the League. The League was coming here to... They were coming here to blackmail Zybilna. The
Hi.
Baba Yaga, my associate, well, has some interest in Zybilna and the other hags here in Prismir. I was told to agree to join Kellic, so I did, and then betrayed their plan to the Coven, who have now unwittingly found themselves under the employ of the Hourglass Coven. It's all very, very delightful, actually.
So the Hourglass Coven doesn't answer to Baba Yaga?
Answer? Not, I mean, not particularly. She is the mother of hags. They are hags.
But hags are hags, and hags be like that.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, they are her direct daughters, but
Ooh,
it's not like she spends all day overseeing their affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Not a helicopter parent, although she is a bit of a tiger mom.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
I
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with that term personally. So you came here and you like betrayed and abandoned the League to just be the new like prima donna at this illustrious stage?
Very awkwardly taps the back of one hand against the sheaf of papers. Do you know how long I've worked on this? Huh?
No. How would I know
A
that?
long time. A
I would
very
love-
long time. And now I have an audience. I have coaching from perhaps one of the greatest actresses the world has ever known.
I would love
Who?
to be a part of that audience right now. I'd love to hear some of it.
Well, we are all welcome to go right up the stairs. At some point, I should be called down for my rehearsal time. We can
You
all
would
go upstairs right now if you'd like.
you would bring us in as protected guests, spectators, auditors, not auditors, that's a bad word. Um, Court, what's the word for like, someone who watches a preliminary showing to like give notes?
VIPs. Press release.
Court and I have been in show
Trespass.
business a long time, you see. I got a show of my own back home, I gotta
Sure you
say,
do.
like, I do. Um,
He does.
there's I gotta say, there's lots of other stages out there. This one seems like kind of out of the way. Maybe
Well, it's just to make sure that that everything is done correctly, and then I can return back to Earth. I can go about my life, and I can hit some of the larger stages there. I could play Greyhawk.
oh,
Ooh.
big ambition. I like it. I like it. Look, if you're ever looking for an agent, Toots,
Mm-hmm. He's great.
Arlen like disguise selves and like changes his clothes into like uh less of like the performer suit and more of like 1920s like showbiz like businessman kind of suit, uh and has like a cigar in his mouth.
Why on earth would I need a child to represent me? I
He's
think
good.
you're a child at any rate.
See, you
Are we
never
done? I have other things to do.
What do you guys think? I mean, she seems kind of preoccupied.
Yeah.
I think you have done more than enough to assist us? Is there anything that we could offer besides letting you go just now? Perhaps potentially help back to Earth?
There is nothing further I need from you. No. If you will kindly have your automaton release me, I would like to go.
Hey, he has a name.
He did
Good
say
for
it
it.
earlier.
You take that back right now.
Yeah, I mean, this might just be like a mistake of culture. Banner is fully, automatous and not an automaton.
Fantastic.
I-
Banner, let me go.
I am fully autonomous and not an automaton.
Oh.
And I'll let her go.
It's also a grand actor and a monarch.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Takes us. Nope, other way. She tries to step back, only to find the wall. Although I guess bumping into it doesn't really. She would kind
pass
of go
right
through it.
It's just, privacy and that kind of thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Fantastic.
As soon as
She-
she's gone, I'm just like, I think we did the right thing, but I think that may have also been a deeply stupid thing.
Yeah,
she gets about there.
Yeah, she gonna kill us for real.
She's looking right at you all as she backs up. Gets about 15 feet away. I think that's about what that is. 10 or 15 feet away. And then immediately turns and takes off running.
I'm chasing
Sorry,
her.
you really don't want to run away. You should probably come back in this room. I'll cast suggestion again.
My God.
Let's go ahead and go into initiative.
Okay.
Why? Let her run.
Well, she's gonna give us
Oh.
away.
God.
She just wants to get away from us. It's fine.
But we're here on a stealth mission.
What can we truly do about it?
Oh, we can just kill her.
I don't really want to do that, but I do think we need to stop her.
I have one setting.
Yeah.
Right, Banner, you're up. She is very clearly she has made it like 5 feet.
I
when-
think
when you
actually I'm
chased.
first.
I
I
sorted.
didn't have
Oh,
my.
I did sorted. Oops.
Yeah, I just hadn't
You're right.
changed my thing right. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep with that and try to suggest that she return again once more, please.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, she doesn't get like advantage or anything from like.
Because you are fighting or anything, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what is the actual suggestion?
I don't think you want to run away. You should probably come back into the room.
You do not see the same sort of glazing over of her face as happened previously.
Come on, Toots. We got stuff to discuss. And I'll use another silvery barbs.
That's the second time that has happened. Yeah, she stops in her tracks.
Oh my God.
I'll give the advantage to Banner again.
All right, Banner.
10, 15. I'm gonna try and grab her.
Okay. She is under the suggestion, just to be clear.
Right, great.
Okay.
I'm still gonna try and grab her. So I don't know if it's like last time or if you want an athletics check.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
her chance of evading you is real bad.
Okay.
Why do I say things like that?
You do have a advantage.
I do have
think
advantage,
you
there
have
we
to
go.
use
Oh, that's true.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
like a
you
you
do
get to
have
save
to
it.
use it. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that she cannot beat that.
Okay. I will drag her back into the room.
Okay.
Uh,
That's 20. You can drag her another
right,
was
so I'll
5.
just I'll
5, 10,
drag her here, I guess.
30. Yep. And suggestion spell. She is in the room.
Yeah.
Wonderful acting. But the jig is now up, and your options are to cooperate or die. And that is it for me.
What acting? I told you what you wanted to know, and now I wanted to leave. And she will, as a bonus action, summon a staff to her hand. This is a staff a little bit taller than she is, with a large purple crystal at the top that crackles with electricity every now and then. And yeah, I don't have templates. She is going to cast a spell.
I am going to slice my wand through the air to try to counter it.
Okay, you do not even have to try. This is a 3rd level spell.
Okie doke.
And the magic unravels, and she just glares at you. Let me go. And that is her turn. Court.
Are you gonna rat us out? Please don't rat us out. Maybe we can work out something. We just really don't want you to rat us out. That's my turn.
You don't want to ready an action or anything?
I can't. It. Uh.
You don't
if
have
sh-
to. I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, I don't. I wasn't gonna.
Okay. Hemlock.
I am readying Eldritch Blast for if she flees again. I'm happy to let her go, but if she's like bolting, then I'm gonna pew pew.
But why would she want to bolt? 4 people just accosted her in the bottom of a workshop. Why would she want to run?
Well, I mean, it's completely reasonable. Like her behavior is reasonable, but also our incredible hunch that she is running to go yell about 4 crazies who are in a warehouse is not good for us.
Right. Arlen.
Okay, look. Okay, we're here on a very particular mission, and that mission requires surprise and stealth and secrecy. And at this current juncture, I don't think we can trust you to help us maintain any of those things. Banner, you think you could maybe like knock her out and put her in the corner, like, she'll wake up in a few hours kind of thing?
We're about to find out.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Try not to kill her. I don't think that she needs to die right now, at least. And I'll
Yeah,
give you
Arlen's got a
bardic
big old crush on her.
inspiration. I'll give you bardic inspiration, and I think, yeah, I think that's all I got. I was
Doing
using my
anything with your
action to
action?
blab.
Okay.
Okay. I've got one hand on her shoulder, sort of by her neck, and my other hand sort of around her forearm. And I will take her arm that I have, and as hard as I can. Why are you hitting yourself?
Oh no!
Why? No, seriously, why are you hitting yourself?
That one will hit.
And this is non-lethal. Oh, actually, because of my fighting style, I think it's a D4 because she grappled at the beginning of that. I don't think I have any control over what type of, whether it's lethal or not. But that's it.
Okay. When you when you ram her hand into her own face, there is a flash from the staff, and she is gone, and she is no longer in your grip.
Oh, god damn it, Archfey Warlock.
Well, that sucks.
Hold on.
So,
You
well, technically, I wouldn't have been able to do that damage then, because that 4 points of damage, she'd take at the top of the turn.
she took that, and then the reaction is in response to your attack, and she took the damage at the start of the turn, and then the damage from the attack.
Oh, I thought the response was just to whatever damage is taken. I didn't realize it had to be an attack, so to speak. Okay. I'm just gonna run out into the room then.
14 damage for punching someone with their own hand.
That's gnarly.
Jesus. That is a power bully move right there. There is the sounds of footsteps on stone as someone is racing up the stairs, and you can hear her voice call back, "Stealth mission. She sees the future, you nincompoops!" And the voice and the stair and the steps, the sound of steps fades away. So it would be her turn next, and she just runs off.
All right. Well, I think our mission just got a lot less stealthy and a lot quicker.
We already knew we were fucked.
And why'd we do any of this?
I didn't know she could teleport. I thought we could just stash her in a box for a little while.
She called the monologue ode to a warlock's remorse, something. She summoned the staff to her hand.
Yeah, but like I didn't know that she could just like teleport that easy.
Lamentation of a warlock. Sounds
Thank you.
derivative.
Well, I mean, you think we should give chase? Like, that's probably the direction we need to go, anyways.
The only hope we have is if the Chorids and the Briganox can bring down the lightning rods quickly.
Arlen's just gonna be like kind of like waving at the goblins and the other folk in here, just like hi, just passing through.
Yeah, they are all cowering behind boxes. You can see that there are about a dozen adults and a handful of smaller children goblins, because Prismere doesn't have child labor laws, apparently.
Well,
They are all doing their very best to hide and just take cover. Even the tailor is like hiding under a is hiding under the table, this table actually, upon which you see a lantern, like a hooded lantern with a little shutter door, and sitting inside it is a Bergenok, and he is frantically sketching with with a very tiny piece of charcoal on a very small piece of paper. Uh, and you watch, and in the way that the Briganoks tend to do, there is a sudden flurry of action as lines practically appear on the piece of paper. He is, in fact, just moving incredibly fast.
Damn,
Um,
maybe we should have taken it out here. We could have had backup. Y'all got any dirt on her?
Uh, the goblins say nothing, and the ones that are down in this area take off running uh, down a hallway that you can see, Arlen.
Oh no, the rat is out.
I'm gonna look to everyone in the room like this direction and say, if you and your friends want to make it out of here alive, there's a tunnel this way. Tell them that we, us strangers, have sent you that direction. And I'm going to kneel down to the lantern and open the door. Architect?
A very, very weary and timid Briganok looks up at you, but in the way that somebody who has been held prisoner for too long would, he does not immediately leave the lantern, and
Yeah.
instead sets about scribbling uh, what looks like the design for a large rotating set piece.
Are you cursed to stay within, or may you leave? And I'll put my hand out for him.
Um, he looks up at you and points very very quickly and distractedly at a chain that is secured to the interior of the lantern and around his waist.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
It is not magic. It is just
Okay.
a tiny little chain.
Do I think I could? Is it like teeny enough to break it with my fingers, or would I need a tool?
You could certainly try. They are tiny creatures, so this is like, and it's a chain that's in a lantern. So think like an oversized necklace style. But
Yeah.
for him, that's might as well be 10
Uh,
gauge steel.
I'm going to bring the lantern over to Banner and say, I shouldn't do you any harm. They just need to break that chain without breaking his leg.
Understood. Hello.
Hello.
And if I can reach in there around him, I will try and yank the chain from the interior side of the lantern.
Make a strength check. Just plain strength.
Awesome.
Yeah, that it between him in the way and the awkwardness of trying to fit your entire hand in the lantern, you can't get a good enough grip on it.
All right. I will use an inspiration, and narratively, this time I'm just trying to take the top off of the lantern so I can squeeze more of my hand in there.
Yeah, that just pink pops right off, and little Briganok looks down at the broken chain, looks at all of you, looks at his drawings, and in a blink hops out of the lantern, runs over to the fire, and throws all the paper into the fire,
Ooh.
and then slumps onto the ground, like just breathing heavy and exhausted. I'm Golmo. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Golmo. Is that what he said? Did I hear
Yes.
that correctly? Okay. Golmo.
It's a long way, but there's a tunnel just down that passage that leads right back to your home. Hopefully we can send some others that way as well before things get worse here.
I can finally go home.
Yes.
Okay. Please be safe. She knows you're coming.
Yeah.
She took me. It feels so long ago. To make her contraptions and her sets and the cranes and everything here.
Go on now. Be careful.
With all the weariness of someone who has been up for days on end, he drags himself to his feet and makes his way through the uh through the workshop. As he passes by each of you on his way through, he just pats the top of your foot. Thank you.
No problem.
And momentarily disappears down back into the Briganock.
Well, Banner, which way did you see? Did you hear her go? Was it like down this way? And I'll point off in the direction that the goblins were running.
I know I heard footsteps. Did I hear them in a particular direction?
The footsteps were coming
Okay.
from the stairs.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I will point in that
I should
direction.
also so now that you guys can see around this corner, this thing here is not actually a crate like the others are. That appears to be a lift of some sort, a large wooden platform that is set into the ground. Currently, there is a lever on one of the walls near it. Yeah, right there.
Well, I mean, we could chase her up the stairs, but I kind of got a feeling this lift is just going to take us where we need to go.
What if it takes us into a coliseum full of hungry tigers?
We need to go up to the prison and the orrery.
Well, this goes up. I was picturing something along the lines of a coliseum, but probably more like a theater, where like we were gonna raise up and like as we break the surface, we see Indolin just standing there like with a spell loaded at us.
Ooh,
That
that's
sounds
good. That's good,
terrible.
little cheese.
That's
That's good.
terrible.
Dramatic though.
Yeah.
Absolutely and devastating.
Good
Be kind of cool
storytelling.
though. Yeah. I'm run over and hop on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the lift's the way to go. It's got risk, but it's gonna take us somewhere that we need to go. I got a feeling.
All right. There are a lot of passages that way.
You can see goblins standing in each of these doorways, peering out, looking
Probably
Would,
like goblin.
terrified.
I wave at them. We're gonna go kill the hag. Don't worry.
Do
Would
any of you speak Goblin?
one of you be
I
so
do.
kind
I
as
say
to
that
hit
in
this
Goblin.
lever?
Arlen will like hop over, pull the lever, and then like leap back up onto this thing before it gets too far up in the air.
There's
I
a
rep-
tunnel to the Briganock's home around the corner.
I repeat that in Goblin. We're gonna go kill Endolin. Bye.
Arlen like pulls the lever by like hopping and like landing on it to like
Yes, kick off of
fall and
it.
jump off of it. And we all fall to our deaths. It was a trapdoor. Ha ha ha.
Yes. Good campaign, everyone.
Yes,
ins-
it's very dark down here.
Are you scared?
Instead, you simply find yourselves in what appears to be some sort of long passageway. There are, you can note, well, I guess I don't know if you can really see them around the corner, but you can see one at the end of the hall. There are thick, curtains made of some dark fabric that should be swaying. Like they are hung from a center pole. They're not resting up against something, but they stand completely still.
Anything else?
That's it.
These stairs, do they go up?
Yeah, there's two
Right,
directions I see.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
This here is sort of a raised walkway. You would be walking underneath it, and then the stairs would bring you up to about the same height as that. That walkway is, it's
Gotcha.
kind of awkwardly done, but if you were to be walking on that walkway, you would be able to peer down at the area where you now stand.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm thinking staircase. Like if we're trying to get up to the orrery.
What do you guys think?
Sounds correct.
Yeah.
Hop. And hop. And hop, hop, hippity hop. I cannot see anything.
When you reach the at all,
No, his
Uh,
map is working.
Yeah,
okay.
I can see things, but I just have no like because I don't have light or dark vision, so I can see like what's lit up. But
Yeah, there's a barrier right in front of us that we
yeah,
cannot see
I've
past.
learned this now. Yes.
Yeah, the curtain is completely still, and when you reach it and put your hand on it, you can. It is easy to tell that there is some sort of. You can't hear anything from the other side, not even the passage of like wind or air through this curtain. And pushing it aside just leads to a small storage room that is absolutely choked with just props and bits of costume and small pieces of set, just stuff everywhere and in no discernible order at all.
Would I be able to gather this is like backstage, like?
It's hard to tell if this is backstage or if this is just a storage room.
Mhm.
If this was backstage, you would expect more order because like whatever show
Yeah.
is being put on, you would expect. But this is a mess. There are chests full of wigs. There are there are props of all kinds, from half empty uh like horse costumes and like stage rapiers where like some of them are just broken in half, others are missing just the little blunting on the end. There are like tea sets that are missing half of, like, there's a tea set that has 4 saucers but only 1 actual cup. There is a parasol that is topped with one of those like north, south, east, west copper, not copper, weather vanes made of copper. It's just it's a wreck. There's a giant
Whoa.
mousetrap.
Whoa. How giant is the mousetrap?
It is wide enough that if you were that you could lay down on it, and it is longer than Banner is tall.
Whoa. I know, but how big is the giant mouse? What I'm saying.
Sorry, that was my dumb joke.
There are a number of these, a number of further curtains in various hallways. The layer of dust on this place does indicate that it has not been visited in some time, or at least anybody coming through here is not picking anything up. Other than abjurative magic on the curtains and conjuration on the lights, there is no magic in this place.
Thank you. Arlen Court. Any idea of where to go?
Well, forward.
Yeah, I mean, we can double back if we need to, but like, I don't know. Here's some more curtains. I'll try to like peek through and see what I see ahead.
Peeking through, I will remove them, even though you're obviously letting them go back into place. Unlike the room that you,
Oh, I just see folks.
unlike the room that you are currently standing in, the room that as you peer through the curtains you find yourself spying on is a not pinnacle, but it is a shining example of order. A large hall with beautifully polished marble floors and large stone bookshelves lined with hundreds, possibly thousands of leather-bound tomes. There are 3 goblins with little spectacles on long noses, or in not quite finery like the tailor downstairs, but in sort of tweedy pants and shirts. They are climbing up ladders and scurrying around these stone bookshelves, grabbing tomes for a trio of slender, cloaked individuals sitting at a table in the midst of all the bookshelves. I say sitting around a table. There is like a low coffee table. They are all sitting in overstuffed easy chair type chairs. As these goblins dart back and forth to the shelves, bringing them oh my god, excuse me again, bringing them tomes that they peer over quickly, shake their head, and whisper something very quietly, and the goblins scurry off again.
Arlen will like close the curtains back and look back at everyone. All right, so it looks like up ahead there's a library, and there are these 3 freaking nerds, and they're
Beg
just
your
like,
pardon.
that's
Fucking nerds.
it's
That's
an
what he
endearing
said.
term. You'll learn. They're reading books, and the goblins are fetching them books, and then it's the wrong book, and they fetch another book. I don't know. They seem like chill hangs.
Let's move on.
There's a hallway we could maybe like go around the room that they're in, but we'd have to be very sneaky. I mean, they seem kind of engrossed in their work, but like, there's nothing else except this curtain. Like, to hide us, so we'd have to like sneak.
It's over here.
Looks like there's another hallway, perhaps a curtain at the end.
I'm gonna peek in this one.
This circular chamber is familiar in a sense to you. There are large mirrors and dressing tables set in at multiple points throughout the room, racks of brightly colored costumes and bits of makeup and a few props in what is with a sense of with a slight feeling of something between nostalgia and homesickness, a performer's dressing room. The uh the mirrors are lined with tiny bits of magical light, and seated on the far wall, well, left wall, I guess for you,
Mhm.
in in an ornate high backed chair with like those clawed feet that are holding an orb for chair feet,
Hmm.
a large bugbear dressed in half of
Oh my god.
a green dragon costume
Oh my god.
sits with his arms with his elbows on the dressing table and his head in his hands.
I run up and
Uh,
hug him.
Next to him is the fake dragon head that would complete his costume.
I run up
You
and hug him from behind. I'd take a flying leap and hug him.
you do notice as you are running at him that despite all the lights in this room, Hurley the bugbear casts no shadow. And you run up and you throw your arms around him, which is slightly awkward because, like I said, he is sitting in a very high backed chair with a,
Like, I can. Well, hug him from the side.
you take to the air because he is slumped forward with his head in his hands, and you can sort of come up over his back and throw your arms around his neck, and he starts up. What the? What what the? What are you doing here? You can't be here.
I am here.
Oh, Court, why?
Nuzzling him
Oh,
aggressively.
please don't tell me you've come to make a deal with Endolin.
No, we're here to kill her.
What?
I'm still nuzzling him so aggressively. We're here to kill her and bring everyone home.
I can't go back.
Even if we kill her?
Uh, I just what do you mean kill her?
We've done a few already. It's
What-
we have a
y-
plan.
you swing trapeze, Court. What are you doing hunting hags?
Bringing you home.
They're gonna be furious. I can't go back there.
Yes, you can and you have to. Please, please, please. They miss you so much. Featherina tipped us into the pond.
What about a pond?
Featherina, she tipped us into the water because she missed you.
Oh,
You'll have to ask her about it.
all right. Who?
Featherine, sorry.
The swan.
Yes. And I gotta tell Glister too. Oh my god, the Candlefoot got engaged.
The the weird little
Yeah.
black and white. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Now I really can't go back there.
To get this Palasha.
The oh my
Yeah.
goodness. How
We
long
miss
have I
ya.
been gone?
A minute. You know, it's been a while. But hey, you sit tight, Dragon Boy. We're gonna bring you on home. I like
Um,
your costume.
Oh, I mean, I guess I came here because I wanted to be an actor, and I thought maybe, well, I thought I was talking to Gleam, but it turns out it was just a shadow.
Yeah, hags are mean and tricky. We're not gonna deal with them anymore after this. And we found Glister. We're gonna get Gleam, and it's gonna be okay.
That you have Gleam.
Oh shit! Other way around. I thought we had Glister.
You
No,
have.
wait. I literally have forgotten everything. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
It's okay. Uh, Gleam is in fact in the doorway once she can hear you and Hurley having a conversation, and stands there somewhat awkwardly uh, before apologizing to Hurley. I'm sorry, it was my shadow. I I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have made a deal with her. Oh, it's okay. It makes two of us.
Yeah, see, we could start a support group or something.
I mean, okay. Well, what what can I do? Is there anything I can help with?
I look at everyone else. Well, I wave everyone else in. Like, I poke my head out and, gesture wildly.
Uh, um, well, we have to get to the Ori. We need to free Glister and need to find Endelin.
Oh, she'll be in one of the balconies watching the shows.
Gross.
Oh,
That's what she does most days. I was. She tells me my performances were getting better, but well, I don't really believe her. There's never. I mean, they do that thing where they like clap a few times, and not like you two got, not like the standing ovations.
Well, maybe when we're back, you can take lessons from someone who isn't a hag, who doesn't even know how to fake clap.
what happens here exactly? Does she just make you perform every day?
He gestures to the mirror in front of him, and you can see, looking at his reflection, that instead of casting back the furry and half painted face of that Hurley the Bugbear actually has, the image that reflects is far more sickly and haggard than Hurley himself actually is. When the mirrors look like that, it means she's not a fan.
Oof.
Well, it's been getting worse, so I expect I'll be, I don't know, I'll be chucked out soon, I guess, if I'm lucky. Chucked over the side, maybe. I mean, some of
What?
the others. Well, I mean, I've never seen it happen, but some of the lads say that if she gets really mad with you, you're never seen again. I assume she just chucks you over the side.
Well, that's not gonna happen because we're gonna kill her. So don't worry about that.
Okay, you keep saying that, and that's real weird.
Why?
Because I'm used to you in clown makeup and a leotard flying through the air, not like threatening to murder a very powerful fey creature.
Well, I could do both.
He threw an axe at a hag's head a couple days
No
ago.
shit.
I still got the makeup. Look at me. I do a cartwheel in the air, flying.
Oh, your wings.
I twirl around and show them off. Yeah.
You really have killed a hag. Holy shit.
Several. Not just me though. Everyone, all of us. I gesture at the group.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, and the dream is killing hags.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we don't actually have a lot of time.
Oh
The
yeah.
more
Oh shit.
future
We're
she's
in a
allowed to
hurry.
see, the more fucked we are.
Yes,
That's true.
I have come here to kill hags and chew gum. It turns out I have no mouth. So,
I mean, I'll be honest, I've been so down. I really haven't been paying attention to what's going on here lately, but he gestures to the curtain on the north wall. Some of the others may know something, or if I mean, I can take you to the stage if you want to do that now. Or I mean, you probably want to get out of here, though. I mean, I don't. We're still
We
looking.
have to find Glister first.
Eclipse. Gotta make an eclipse. I like with my hands. I have do 2 circles, converging.
Oh. And he looks over at Clean.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm,
Oh.
mhm.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, and to that end, we also need shadows, and it looks like you also don't have one, which is alarming. You wouldn't happen to know where she keeps them, would you?
I'm afraid I don't. I've been
Yeah.
so worked up on this fucking play that I've sort of. Hell, I've even given up on remembering my lines. I've just been waiting to be demoted to stagehand or something.
Oh.
Um, I, I'm sorry, I can't do much. I could go with you, and he stands up, and the weird, awkward half dragon costume that he is wearing, lacking both a head and tail, rather comically oversized, even for a being as large as Hurley himself is, begins to slide down, and he does that sort of awkward wiggle where you like stamp your legs trying to get out of like snow pants or something. I mean, I don't, or I could just, I don't know. What do you need me to watch something? Do you want me to I don't.
What do you guys think? They're better strategizers than I am.
I guess I could try to do my play and distract her if you're looking around still.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta find Glister before we have a chance.
I think that actually could help. I think putting on your play.
Right. And he begins to very awkwardly pull up the now very wrinkled costume. Okay, all right. How much time have I got? Well, I'm gonna need the other lads for the play. Hey, Arlen, the thing behind you. Can you just let them know we're going on? Let him know we're going on.
Arlen like pokes his head through the curtain, doesn't even like take a moment, and just, hey, it's time to go on. Let's go, move it.
You open the curtain into a what is clearly some sort of common room. There are a number of curtains, presumably leading to like private bed areas, and a number of individuals. Some sitting at the table, others pacing, trying to remember lines as they look at their sheaf of papers, say something. You know, we've all been there. Everyone who's tried to memorize lines at some point, I assume. And you poke your head through, and there's a bit of a shock on most of their faces as they who the oh we are going on, Hurley. You've decided everything. Yeah. We're going on. Just get your things.
Just a curtain. Hustle.
There is a there is a female tiefling who is speaking to a skull that she holds in her hand, also belonging presumably to a tiefling, judging by the horns, and she immediately looks up. We're going on. All right. Let's go, and starts clapping. The all but a forest gnome who is face down in a pillow on the floor. The other three file out and begin going down the hallway that you all have come through. All right, I thought we had more time. I didn't think we were going on at all. I thought Hurley was done. Get out there, get the set, and we'll get everything pulled up from below. And they file out until Hurley is the last one standing in there with you. All right, just don't leave me here, yeah?
Wouldn't dream of it, bud.
Keep it busy as long as I can. Give it the performance of a lifetime.
Give him a big thumbs up. And nudge Arlen.
Can you do me a favor? Can you pin me tail?
Oh, yeah, of course. Come here.
You pin a long green dragon tail to the back of his costume, and with a look perhaps as confident as you have ever seen him, not just here, but even when you were back at the Witchlight Carnival, he pulls the top of this ridiculous green dragon costume on, and with only a few things clattering to the ground as the tail knocks them off of his workbench or his dressing desk, he gives you all a very awkward nod as the dragon head costume begins to slip, and he has to reach up to grab it. And Hurley and the entourage make their way back through the storage room through which you all came. Give him hell, yeah.
You too. Break a leg.
Should we follow them so at least we know which way the stage is?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll send Johnny after him.
Johnny follows them along the through the storage room that you all came through, back through the curtain that you came through, actually, and out into. And actually, I can just drop Johnny on the map so you can see.
Oh, that would be
this.
lovely.
Where are you, Johnny? There we go. Bad familiar. Nope, I dropped you onto the wrong layer, Johnny.
Ah!
Out into an enormous amphitheater, open air. You can see the roiling clouds, the stormy sky of Yon above you, the the slope of the mountaintop climbing up above the seats, uh, in which sit a a number of cloaked figures similar to the ones that you were able to see when Arlen peeked into the library. Uh, there are large stone walls which enclose the stage, and a team of goblins wearing wooden masks are preparing the stage, setting up set pieces and putting props in place. And you can see a team of actors huddled in the wings. You see Hurley and his entourage walking up onto the stage, and into the backstage area as they mumble lines to each other and prepare their blocking, and generally prepare to put on the show. Um, there is a rather intricate contraption above that occasionally arcs lightning bolts down onto, well, not really onto, but into the vicinity of the stage, for dramatic effect. Um, and further is the sound of that you heard before, the metallic grind of gears turning and um, machinery moving as chains pull things or drop things. Presumably, you saw the set piece being lifted up from the workshop below, um, maneuvering items up and down to the workshop. Um, I don't know how. What? Well, there's enough light here. Um, Sitting in what would be considered a private balcony, above the rows of common seating, where a like I said, dozens of cloaked figures sit, many of them reclining awkwardly, kind of bored as they wait for the show to begin. Um, Seated above, looking down through a pair of opera glasses,
Mm.
considerably, probably 30 or 40 feet above the regular seats, is the somewhat bizarre and creepy visage of Endolin Moongrit. And as Johnny flutters out into the area, you can see Endolin, who is peering through her opera glasses, watching the actors prepare, keeping her eye on the stage. As he exits out, she immediately turns to look at him. Doesn't do anything. She doesn't say anything or get up, but she looks at him for a moment and then goes back to looking at the stage.
Perches on a wall. Just climbs onto into some stonework and settles.
Um, the how long are you going to wait and peer through his eyes?
Um, just long enough to know what I am looking at and
Okay.
where it is.
Yeah. Basically, the opposite way that you all went when you came up the elevator would have taken you out to the stage.
Okay. She is very close.
She probably knows we're here, right?
She knows we're here.
I'm sure she just probably thinks that there's no way we'll be able to, get to the point where we can do anything to her. So we just gotta keep our noses down, keep our missioning.
Yeah.
How long of a walk through the tunnel was it from Briganock Rock to here?
How long was the tunnel into the mine?
Like how long did it take us to? Yes, yeah.
Um, if I remember correctly, the tunnel up into Motherhorn was about 30-ish minutes of walking. Like, not super long because it was more of a corkscrew. Like, it wasn't distance, it was mostly elevation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think we've given Brickaleg enough time, or do we need to just talk to Obert and Argantel now? We don't have a lot of time.
Well, I think before we do anything, we should find the way up to the prison, which we believe is where Glister is. There's no reason to alert anyone until we find her.
That's what I'm worried about, is being able to find her while the Ori is still being charged.
Has it been long enough since we contacted the since the last time we used the sending frog, the little croaker?
Yeah, it takes a day, and we've long rested since we used it.
Okay. I mean, we could send a message and just tell them like get started.
I think we have to.
All right. Well, I mean, y'all want me to do it? What do y'all want to do the honors?
Go ahead, little cheese.
All right. Arlen will like pet the frog awake. This is Little Cheese, come in granite countertop. It's a go. It's a go. Bring her down. Over and out.
Oh my god. Point of order, I believe Argantel is of shale, but I don't think that really matters.
Oh shit! I probably offended them. Damn it.
The only response is just a single word, understood.
Good. I was really worried they weren't gonna understand.
All right. Where to next?
Mm,
Perhaps we need to go back down the lift and try the other set of stairs in the basement.
I think you might be right.
Was that library anything?
I mean, there were some guys in there. We might be able to talk to them, but that's a risk we might have to take.
What's the plan?
I'm following these guys.
Hello.
Oh,
Uh, the goblins immediately shush you. Shh.
Hello.
And the three individuals who in the room, you have a much better view of them, with sort of pallid gray skin and dark hair, wearing, even though they are inside, wearing long cloaks with their hoods up, look up from their books. You have seen an individual like this before when you met Bavlorna Blightstraw the first time. The woman Charm with her, I'll pop Charm back up, with dark hair and grayish skin and a very, I don't mean monochrome in the same way as um Candlefoot.
Candlefoot?
Yeah. I don't mean monochrome in the way that he was monochrome, where he was magically changed to black and white. There is no color to these individuals beyond the shades of gray and black, and they look up at you as you greet them. They look up from their books and they nod politely, and the one closest to you says, "Oh, I see Endelyn's guests have finally arrived. She's out in the amphitheater, if you are so inclined."
We were hoping to catch up with an old friend before we met with Endolin. Do you know where Glista is?
I am afraid I don't know who that is. Do you know where they might be? We attend to Endelyn here. We know where some of her guests are, the performers.
I don't know. We're just gonna go, right? We're just gonna slip on by. Don't mind us. The back door? Is there one? Let's go. I'm trying to shuffle on past these guys.
They make no move to stop you, and in fact, when you say no, we're just gonna go, they nod politely and return to their books.
Court,
Mm,
I like motion with a finger for you to come back, or like a hurried hand, come back. Just put a hand on your shoulder when you get over here.
let's go, let's go. I don't want to ask them for directions. I just want to go.
But that way is to the amphitheater.
Yeah, but what about the other way?
Let's go the other way.
I start walking this way around the corner.
Very well, thank you.
Are you sure you don't want to go speak to Endelyn? I'm not sure she'd like her guests simply wandering around.
No,
She has been waiting for
Oh,
you.
she said it's fine.
Did she now?
Mm.
All right.
What are you reading?
Oh, these are oracular volumes that Endelyn has written. We are perusing them.
Should we try this curtain?
Oh,
What?
Court, come back, come back.
I expect this one. I am trying to find if she has seen anything about my future here in Prismere. The revelations she has are, well, and she gestures around at all of the bookshelves here are almost entirely lined with small black leather-bound journals. Each is about 8 inches tall, in wooden covers, and she gestures around. These are the results of her time with the Ori. So many of us try to spend our off time finding accounts that may help us in our in future endeavors. Who knows? I mean, she was aware you were coming. You might find something else more useful here.
Banner, Arlen, I believe we found the passage.
Good day.
Yeah, take it easy.
They wave politely and go back to their books. The goblins dart up to hand them new volumes, which they one of them looks at the spine of one and just shakes their head, and the goblin goes scurrying back off.
Going up these stairs.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and take our 15-minute break so I can move you all on the map?
Sounds good. Ted, I'm so high strung and I'm sorry for everybody.
Drag you through the room. So I'm gonna just drag you around outside. Up. There we go. have navigated through Motherhorn a little bit, chasing off Charme the Warlock, finding Hurley the Bugbear, who has set up his crew to put on a show to distract Endelin, moving through a a very large library filled with tome upon tome of uh, not prognostication, not proposition, not premonition, predictions by Endelin. You have found a stairwell that leads you to up to the next floor. The stair does continue up if you would like to go further. Johnny, the familiar, is keeping watch over the large amphitheater wherein Hurley the Bugbear and his troop are rehearsing, and where, while you had gone into Johnny's senses, you saw the form of Endelin Moongrave watching over the rehearsal. The stairway goes up a probably 20 or so foot climb up these stairs. And when you arrive, the soft whir of machinery is fairly close and fairly loud, as you can hear the occasional crackle of lightning and spark of electricity, in addition to the grinding of metal gears. What would you like to do?
Mm, anyone up for keeping on going up to the top?
Shift click just to get you all over here, just to be safe.
I'm just gonna take a quick. Oh my God.
What's up?
At the end of the hallway, the chamber that you are looking into, it- cyli- it- a large cylindrical chamber that goes up another 80 feet at least, houses a whirring contraption that is bolted to a large metal disc that serves as a base for what is clearly, for anyone who has ever seen the Dark Crystal and Ogma and her orrery, this is the orrery that you have heard described. Large metal spheres and metal sickles are on the ends of large brass arms that sweep back and forth with a regular and rhythmic cadence as the gears at the base turn. The every surface of this thing is inlaid with characters in an alphabet none of you are familiar with. A set of swirling glyphs, which are which occasionally puff a little wisp of that letter, of that shape, into the air. The whole device crackles with lightning. Electricity arcs along the metal arms, jumps from the spheres to the sickles, or from sickle to sickle. Basically, anytime two arms pass within each other, there is a crack of electricity and a spark as lightning dances along the entire thing. rising from the middle of the mechanism is an 80-foot tall copper pole. You can see it is segments that are basically bolted together well past the arms of this device. The pole itself, the room itself, I should correct myself, is about 50 feet high and ends in an arched stone dome, through the center of which is carved about a 10-foot wide hole, um, in which this large brass rod extends. It extends out of the room that you are in. Actually, I have it right out for this. And of course, it's not under orrery. Why would it be?
Hemlock is just staring up at this thing with jaw dropped.
That should have popped up.
Yes.
The only figures you see moving around the ground floor of this large chamber, ducking the arms of this contraption with practiced expertise, there are 3 goblins wearing overalls and tinted goggles like you would see in our world, like an arc welder might wear, are using brooms just to sweep the floor as, you know, occasionally bugs fly by and are zapped by the electricity and fall dead on the ground. There is the occasional bit of debris or detritus coming in through the hole in the top of the room. And they seem utterly unperturbed by this contraption. Excuse me.
I tear my eyes away just to look at everyone else. Telepathically, I will ask them each. What do you think? We could maybe do something now.
Yes, is the thought to destroy it?
Would we be in violation of rules of hospitality to do so?
Perhaps, but I do not know if the rules of hospitality should be foremost on our minds if we have come and announced to everyone that we have seen that we are here to kill the hag.
I would like to point out that that has not been what I have attempted to do since we have been caught doing so previously. But I
Do
think
you-
you have a point. I might be able to do some harm to it. But it would take the last of my resources, and if we are to fight Endelin, I will need at least part of my strength with me still.
Well, why don't I go in and say hello? Maybe the goblins here are disgruntled and they will be willing to help us.
Yes, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. But I was careful. The arms are quite long and heavy.
Hmm. How close do these arms get to the walls?
As long as you stay basically adjacent to the wall, they will not hit you.
Okay, so like if I were in here and pressed up against the wall, would I be at risk of getting hit?
No, you would be okay.
Okay.
Um, while they are that long, they are up a bit essentially.
Gotcha.
As I mean, they do rock up and down, but
Mhm.
like I said, as long as you stay adjacent to the wall, you are not in any
Okay.
danger of getting hit. Is everyone going into the orrery, or are some of you staying in the hallway? Just trying to make sure I know where everyone is.
I'm following close by to Banner. I want to repeat what he says in Goblin just in case it's helpful.
Hallway.
I'll hang out in the hallway too.
Hello. We are
The
Enderlin's guests.
the goblins look up. It the goggles that they are wearing make it impossible to see their eyes. They are completely darkened.
Mhm.
But they are looking at you. They stop their sweeping and stand still, but say nothing.
It is a very impressive machine. Do any of you know how it works?
They shake their heads.
Have any of you ever seen it stop working?
They once again shake their heads.
Is it perhaps something that you might like to see, just for curiosity's sake?
They shake their heads violently and take a couple steps back.
Well, why is that? All machines break down at some point. What is the... I see you are concerned. What is the concern if this one breaks down?
From up above you, on as you look up above the orrery itself, there is a balcony. Essentially, you are standing under
Mm-hmm.
that is above the orrery entirely. None of the arms extend up to its level,
Mhm.
other than the large copper spire that runs up the center. A voice from up above you calls down, "Well, they know that if it stops, that I might get angry. Welcome, welcome, my guests. I am Endelyn Moongrave. Welcome to the Orrery of Tragedies." And you can see up above, I'm going to drop a token, but this is to show you where she is well above you. Mostly because you can't, there's another level map. But anyway, well above you, you can see her arms spread out, and she gestures to the device, as it were. I have seen what you have come here to do. I have seen the fate of my sisters. They are rehearsing another play for that right now, as a matter of fact. I call it Blightstraw's Fall. I hope your friend there, with one of many hands gestures at you, Court. I do hope you don't mind. I've upgraded the hatchet. It's, well, it's not quite elegant enough for you, I think. A dagger, long and curved, shaped like a moon. Perhaps you all would like to join me in my audience chamber and we can discuss. Or perhaps you would like to discuss here. Your friends could come out of the hallway, join us.
Well, I'm sure that they would, but the spinning mechanisms of this machine are quite intimidating and rather dangerous. I think it is safer in the hole.
Perhaps you would care to join me in the amphitheater then. Simply go down the stairs, through the library. Your friend knows the way. We can sit and discuss things like civilized individuals.
Yes, given these circumstances, it sounds like a wonderful idea. Shall we meet you there?
If you'd like, you can cross the room. There are private viewing boxes through those doors on the other side.
Oh, but I thought we were to meet in your box.
I think it best if we are in separate seats, don't you think? A little space. We wouldn't want a situation like with my sisters, now would we?
Very well. I'll just duck back into the hallway. So, what shall we do?
Play hospitality.
I'll go down the stairs and cast detect thoughts on my way, with the understanding it might not help a whole lot while when we're down there.
All right, are you all going back out into the amphitheater?
Yup.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
where was she directing us in terms of the private boxes?
You can either. Sorry, go ahead. The easiest way to get there is if you want to avoid the orrery's arms, is to go down the stairs into the amphitheater, and there are stairs then up to the boxes that
Gotcha.
Johnny is able to see them.
Fantastic.
Just to make things easy, I am just going to. Funnily enough, although the amphitheater is down a level, the boxes are up a level. So I will simply drag you to. I'm going to make a copy of your tokens just so. I think if I do this, you will still be able to see out of both sets of tokens, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can see the stage. That's about where you are. The theater box that you are in. These are. What's up?
You said we can see the stage?
Yeah.
Got to be
I
zoomed
still
out.
color sheet. So the stage is down here.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
you can see the set of stairs here is this set of stairs to your private
Okay.
box.
Perfect.
So it is split because you are technically up a level on a stone balcony with the edges of which are fringed with drapery that hangs down over what would be the other seat. The railings that go down are black marble decorated with alabaster drama masks, alternating between the tragedy and the comedy mask all the way up. behind your seat, which is a very posh upholstered bench, is a large mirror flanked by wooden panels depicting thunder and lightning. And every once in a while, again, this area that you are in is open to the sky, and so lightning does still arc across the sky of Yon, and you can actually see it. I mean, you can't see the pole because of the awkward angle of the balcony, but you can tell that it is still hitting the large center pole that leads up, excuse me, through the orrery that you witnessed previously. And seated across, there is a weird sense that the sounds of the play being rehearsed do carry up to you, as though there is a magic that brings them to you, since you are certainly too far away to hear them clearly. The sounds of the storm above you, however, are completely silenced, as though a bubble of magic prevents the thunder that you can occasionally feel vibrate through the stone upon which you all are standing or sitting. Even though it is that close that you can feel it, you never hear it, and the lightning never reaches down this way. And in her eerie voice, Endlin, who does not seat herself on the bench with her strange contraption of a gown and perhaps well hidden, and occasionally you see an extra arm poke out of the fabric that makes up the bulk of her dress to either hold up her opera glasses or to make a note in a book that is held by another arm. She writes for a moment and peers down at the stage before an arm tucks the opera glasses inside her dress, and she turns to you with a rather leering smile, which is not a warm smile. It is very creepily, toothily plastered across her face with what is clearly a certain amount of effort, and turns to you all and says, "I believe you know the star of our encore show, your friend from, oh, what is that world? Toriel. Yes, Hurley came to me looking for advice on how to become a better actor. I say he's come a long way. A very long way indeed. I almost believed him when he said that you were not here. Almost. I know you have come to kill me, as you have slain my sisters. I have seen my death. But I have seen much more. I have seen all of your fates. I have seen, and cold, practically dead eyes turn to look at you, Hemlock. I have seen your sister's fate. There are many things that I could tell you all. Many things that would be useful for you to know. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement.
I think we might. Think you would know that.
The orrery does show me the future, it is true. Occasionally, one can work to change the things that have been seen. It is very rare. The orrery is almost never wrong. My own design, you understand? I have, as I'm sure you have seen a great many things, filled a vast library with the futures of these many creatures.
What is it that we have that you would want to bargain for?
Leave Prismere. There is nothing left for you here if I tell you the things you need to know. Leave Prismere to me. With my sisters gone, I can combine their fragments back into this one.
And Zybilna would remain within her palace.
She nods with a certain acquiescence.
Well, we're not doing that.
Hmm. Yours were the only futures I did not write down. They are only here, and 3 or so arms come out of the fabric to tap various places on her head. You can try to slay me, but I know you have not found the sun to your moon. Hello, Gleam. I did warn you never to come back here. Gleam says nothing, but stands behind you all somewhat defiantly.
Perhaps we may trade prisoners.
What?
I am listening.
Glister, and the shadows that you hold may be freed. Exchange for this? And I'll produce the cat.
Her eyes go wide. Gloam! Gloam, where have you been? Oh, Gloam, how have you... Where did you find my cat? Oh, it's a good girl.
Sister had taken her. I'm sure
Ugh.
that comes as no surprise.
Oh, Abby, dear. Good thing you're dead and in the ground, or I'd have killed you myself. As much as I adore my cat, my dear Gloam, she is hardly worth all of the shadows and dear Glister. Choose one. One shadow, one person, and we can make a trade. If you would like Gleam's dear sister returned to you, there is a strict requirement that the two shall leave this place immediately. They shall never return to Prismere, ever. If they do, the deal will be broken, and either of them, both of them, will drop dead immediately.
Your terms are understood. Give us a moment to consider.
Telepathically, I'll speak with everyone else.
I think we need to get Gleam's shadow.
Are you sure? I mean, if we just put one in front of the other.
They will leave immediately. There will be no time for an eclipse.
Then
And
what do we
even
do
still,
next?
we can get no shadow from either if only their personages are freed. Perhaps Glister's shadow is all we would need. This is difficult.
Yes, but any deal we make is contingent on the fact that they both leave immediately. So how would we be able to get an eclipse under such circumstances?
I believe they would only be forced to leave if we were to free Glister. We could get perhaps Glister's shadow.
We have to figure something else out, or stall or something.
Court, we don't have time.
Glister shadow have Gleam stand in it. That is technically an eclipse. It is one celestial body in the shadow of another.
What if I go back upstairs and yank down some moon shapes and sun shapes and we figure it out?
Might very well be also an answer. Fortunately, we just have to decide what we're going to do.
Maybe we can just get a few hits in, wait till she's almost dead, then improvise.
It's worked for us in the past, but we should get every leverage we can.
Mm,
Gleam, do you think being within Glister's shadow would be sufficient?
I feel like there's a bit of confusion here. Glister's shadow it has not, as far as you all are aware, has not been separated from Glister. It's Gleam's shadow that has been removed.
I was assuming it was just because it has appeared that Endelin's curses, like for the people within this palace, like she took the bugbears, and then she also had Gleam. So I was just going under the presumption
Okay.
that I could just ask for the shadow. I
Okay,
was going off
I
book,
see what you're saying.
actually.
Okay, I got it. I don't think we need the shadow. I don't have my shadow, but my sister and I ourselves are the living eclipse. Her shadow might be enough. Her without it would definitely be enough. I don't believe we can rely upon my shadow for anything.
Yes, well, it seems to me that we get Glister's shadow, have Gleam stand in it. Hopefully that is enough for us to be able to end Endolin and then recover everything that we are here for. If not, then we improvise. We beat her to within an inch of her life, and maybe she is willing to ease the negotiation.
She can't. Well, she probably won't be scared even then because she can't die unless there's an eclipse. Even then, she still holds all the power over us.
And let's try and make our own eclipse. Let's get Glister's shadow.
Will that, even if they're not here, does it count?
Don't know until we try. Just don't think that we'll be granted enough time. If we were to get Glister wholly, the two of them have to leave immediately. And I don't know that that will be enough.
It seems like what Indolin's trying to do is getting us to prioritize our friend's safety, hoping that if we do that, there will be no chance of us defeating her. I think we
Agreed.
have to take that risk.
Do we ask for Glister, or do we ask for Glister's shadow?
Gleam Shadow.
No, I believe we ask for Glister's shadow. We need
thought-
Gleam to stand in it.
I've lost track at this point. I'm sorry.
So, even though an eclipse has to be sun, moon casting shadow onto Earth, if we get sun and moon at once, sun and moon have to go immediately. So, if what we just take is moon's shadow, we have an eclipse. Does that make sense?
Is that um? I'm not. I don't think I'm following, but
I will say it's a half logic. Like this is me making some jumps, I think.
Right. I mean, I think as Arlen pointed out, the real trick here is if we were to ask for Glister, right? As soon as we have Glister and Gleam, the rules are that they have to leave Prismere immediately,
right. They're out skis.
right? And once
Yeah.
they're out, like we can't use either of them, right, to try and accomplish this eclipse. So, I if I understand correctly, right, we're trying to use the knowledge that clearly Endolin has the ability to separate a person from their shadow, right? And we know that an eclipse is when one celestial body is in the shadow of the other, right? Well, we've got Glean, we just don't have their shadow, but we don't need their shadow. If we can get Glister's shadow, then we can put one celestial body in the shadow of another.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And I
she's
mean-
not. She's not offering the shadow. How are we?
She
We're-
said
we're
we can
asking
take
for it.
any shadow. We can take
Right.
either any person or any shadow.
I mean,
So yeah.
you're absolutely right. She did not offer Glister's shadow, right?
Yeah,
But she did
yeah.
offer any shadow, and we know she can separate a shadow from a person, right?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to, you know, thread the needle and get just the pieces that we believe we need. I gotta say, we don't even know we need them. We don't even know that this will
I
work.
know. I'm
Right.
freaking out.
But I think it's good thinking on your part, Max. I can't think of anything better. I mean, in theory, like, I guess, Oliver, the concept you came up with would, I don't know, maybe stealing pieces from the Ori, right? Stealing a moon and a sun, right? That might work too. But I think the way I'm thinking of it is that will continue to be an option for us, right? Whether or not we do this, that will continue to be an option. So if we do this and it doesn't work, we can at least try that. Whereas if we don't get Glister's shadow, right, and we just try taking pieces from the Ori and that doesn't work, right, then we're really SOL.
We don't have an opportunity to
Right.
continue to bargain because we'll be in
Right.
combat by that point.
Right. And one can assume that the eclipse has to be here in Prismeer, right?
Yeah, I thought about that too.
I also bumped into that, but I was like, there's like, she's telling them they have to fuck off because she can't, like, because it has to be here. Yeah.
Right. Because
Otherwise, she would just kill them instantly.
Right. I mean, if it doesn't have to be here, right? Well, then an eclipse of some sort is happening somewhere, and some planet, like, you can start playing that game.
Oh my god, she's been vulnerable this whole time.
Right.
I think just getting the moon shadow
Mhm.
and then the double layering it, like that Adam saying of putting a celestial body within the shadow of a celestial body, is the closest that we can get at this bargaining point to progress.
Sun shadow, right? You just said
That-
moon shadow. You have moon person.
Right.
Oh
You want
fuck! If I
sun
had it
shadow.
backwards,
Right. We
God
want sun
fucking
shadow.
shit. I've been
You
saying I've
kind
been
of
getting them mixed up. Yeah.
yeah, you kind of flip flop back and forth. So I just want to make sure
Oh my
I
God.
am 100% clear on what you're about to ask
Yeah.
for.
Yes. Thank you, Ted. That was very kind of you. Oh my God.
Tyler?
Yeah, I think I'm just confused because, like, I still, like, it is the moon shadow that the eclipse is. So,
Yes. Which, prior to this, I was saying we should ask for the moon's shadow, and that's still the correct answer, I think. But I had forgotten that we had moon person,
yeah.
not sun person. That was the fuck up I was having just
Well,
now.
it can be a solar or a lunar eclipse, right? It don't matter.
Yeah, any
Uh,
kind of eclipse.
Yeah.
We just need the other one's shadow, right?
I mean, okay, so a lunar eclipse, the Earth is in the moon's shadow.
Hmm.
No, yes, no.
That's
Other way around, right?
A lunar eclipse is
an
when
eclipse. The other eclipse is the moon is in the Earth's shadow. So, like,
that's
the
a
sun
lunar.
does not cast a shadow.
Yes. However, in this sentiment, because these are two humanoid figures, the sun the sun person has a shadow.
I just don't think that is the right answer. That seems just too, like,
The problem is if we get Gleam moon, right? Gleam moon,
yeah.
Gleam's shadow, then all we have is Gleam and Gleam's shadow.
Yeah, we still
We
have
don't
to
have
find the prison.
Yeah.
But if that's not going to be an option,
Well, I mean,
If
There's another option, right? Which is just say we're not interested in negotiating right now. We'd like to look around more.
If we
Well-
take the shadow now and do not fight her right now,
I
and
don't
then
think she'll
go.
give us that option. I think
Yeah.
she'll say, "Okay, if you're not doing this, square up." I don't think she's just gonna let us keep walking around looking for ways to take her down.
Right.
I will say that you all are aware the rule of hospitality does magically bind her from just attacking you until you become a threat to her.
Okay,
So-
so never mind what I said. We can fuck around
Well-
as long as we want.
Well, I mean, the sentiment is still you can be like, we'd like to look around. She can tell you, fuck
No,
off.
right.
Like, you're
Yeah.
not allowed to just wander around my house. But she can't just be like, nope, time to kill you.
Yeah.
She can just try to get you to leave.
I think if we get Gleam's shadow, we stand a better chance of being able to find Glister. And then have and if we follow the terms of just getting Gleam's shadow as part of our bargain right now, they are not beholden to the deal that upon uniting that they have to immediately leave the plane.
Are we sure?
What she said was, and Ted, please correct me if I'm wrong. What she said was, if we get Glister, they have to immediately leave.
Correct.
Right? 'Kay.
If you bargain for Glister, the two sisters have to leave and cannot come back.
So
That's if you bargain for Glister.
Yeah. So if we just get Gleam's shadow, then we have Moon and Moon shadow, and then just have to get Sun.
Because, like, I mean, we haven't been told that Glister doesn't have her shadow still. Glister is just fully imprisoned.
Yes.
Right.
Like, I don't think Glister's made a deal.
Well,
No,
she had to have because she came here, right?
Yes.
I could be wrong.
No,
But-
you have been told by Gleam that Glister made a deal with Endelin,
Mhm.
trading herself to let Gleam go.
Has
Only
everyone we met who's made a deal with Endelin had no shadow? I think yes, but
Yeah.
Everyone at least within this palace, yes.
mm,
But we
I
can
will say
find
that
Glister's
Skilla-
shadow.
Oh, I was just gonna say Skilla/Charme has her shadow.
okay.
She
And
hasn't really made a deal though. She's just here on loan, it sounds like.
she kind of sounded like she made a deal, and
Uh,
that sounded like Ted telling us she made a deal.
No, I'm not saying whether or not
Okay.
she made a deal. I
Okay,
apologize
sorry,
if I
sorry,
gave that impression.
Sorry,
That was good
you all have-
interpretation. Yeah.
You have met two people who have explicitly made a deal with Endelin. You have met Gleam, who does not have a shadow, and Hurley, who also did not have a shadow. Both of them have told you that that is what they traded away.
Yes.
Everyone else that you have met so far, including the other actors, you don't know what deals they have made, and at least some of them have had their shadows as well. So
And we talked earlier when I was talking about ripping Glister's shadow and bargaining for that. Like you said, we did not know that she did not have her shadow anymore, and that's because she
You have not
probably
seen her.
does. Yeah, we haven't seen her, and it's very possible that she does. And if she doesn't, once we find her, we can find Shadow later. Shadow can be found after Endelin is dead. But we need Moon, Moon Shadow, and Sun Person to make an eclipse.
Gleam has told you you do not need Moon Shadow. You need Moon Person and you need Sun Person.
Okay.
they are the living embodiment of an eclipse. So the two of them together create an eclipse.
I appreciate your help, Ted. You keep bringing
I-
me back to square one, though.
I apologize. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's on the same page because
I'm
I
glad
know
you
that it's
are.
easy to. I don't like. I know you're dealing with the Fae, but I'm not trying to Fae bargain you as the GM. I'll Fae bargain you as Endolin, but not as the GM.
Tyler, I want to check back in with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we don't actually need a shadow, like
Mhm.
bargain for the shadow because we don't need anything else, and we might as well get the shadow back, but we're gonna get the shadow back whenever they're, dead so anyways. I think we just need to continue and try to find Glister.
Yeah. And I think by going for the shadow, again, we're not falling into her bargain of the two of them needing to leave. I think that's the way to go. Adam,
So
what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any other option. We need both of them, and she said that any deal that we make for Glister means both of them have to leave immediately, or they both drop dead immediately. So therefore, we can't accept any deal from her.
no deal.
Well, we might as well get the shadow back because we can.
I don't know. I might just turn around and fly on out of here, you know?
Yeah, I say keep her cat.
Mm-hmm.
Leverage.
Yeah.
Be like,
Your
those
your deal wasn't good enough, bye.
right. We don't have to make a deal just because she's offering one. Your deals are crappy, so we'll hold on to your cat.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. We have decided that it is not prudent for us to make any such deal with you now.
She says nothing, but just nods her head in understanding.
I pet Gloam.
Outie? Court says that under his breath and starts just like inching this way. Like he's just gonna zip off.
Yeah,
There
let's go.
is perhaps one other thing that I can offer you.
Oh, God. Fucking damn it.
I can see, and she is staring directly at you, Hemlock.
Oh, God.
And as her eyes bore into yours, the sound of the murmuring crowd, the sound of a wordless but tonal performance being put on in the back of your mind becomes almost deafening to the point where even if you couldn't hear the storm, even if those magics were not in place, the only sounds you hear are that murmur and her. I can give you what was taken from you or from your sister, either one.
But we can get it back. Unlock.
This is only in
Oh,
Hemlock's
oh,
head.
oh, she's not saying this out loud.
Yeah, this part is only in Hemlock's head.
Okay.
Sorry,
Gotcha.
I did not make
Sorry
that
about
clear.
that.
No, I did not make that clear because I just started talking. If you'd like the other, we can make some other arrangement. One for one. Or you are all free to leave.
I think you've harmed enough siblings for one day. And I'll walk down the stairs.
You're not even going to watch the play about our exploits?
Banner, get down here.
Very well. I'll poke my head back up the stairs. Just out of curiosity, if it comes up in the future, how am I to redeem this? And I will hold out the little invitation.
He looks down at you and gestures vaguely off on the map what would be south, but basically to one edge of the tower.
Mhm.
The main door. Show it to the door and it will summon me.
Wonderful, thank you.
I mean, it will call me. I will arrive in time.
Dang it, no flying the familiar with a invitation to the front door to make her go there.
It is a wonderful theater you have built here. Sorry I will not get to see the play. And I head down the stairs.
You will. You will enjoy it very much, I assure you.
Mm.
Where are you all heading? What is the plan from here?
It's a good fucking question.
We gotta find the prison.
Uh-huh. Up the stairs if we can go there.
Did we just come from? No, we came
There's
from the
more
middle.
upstairs.
Yeah. We keep going. We keep going. We keep going.
Yeah.
So you are going back through the library. Yes, you are currently
Yeah.
here in. Well, okay. You have to go down the stairs here, which takes you
Mhm.
into the amphitheater. From there, you can go up the stairs back into the library, which will then you can go upstairs again,
Mhm.
back to the landing where you were with the orrery, or you could continue up.
Yeah, let's
Mhm.
continue up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Reminding you that up was the ledge above the orrery where she was standing, where
Uh-huh.
you all met her.
yeah, I mean, like, let's make sure we just check everything. Like, I mean, there was more to that orrery place than just like the orrery. Like, there was another hallway and like doors and stuff, right?
There was a door to the left, I think.
Well, there were hallways all off of that room where the orrery was.
Yeah, I think we need to do a little more thorough investigating.
I have no idea how far she's gonna let us go.
One way to find out. Let's head back
Yeah.
to the orrery.
We're gonna die.
Okay, I am going to pull you all over to the same stairwell. I will put you in the hallway outside the stairwell, the orrery, essentially where get rid of you on the amphitheater. And there are a multitude of places you have not gone. There is a large double door at the end of the hall. I probably should describe this when you came up the stairs, but Hemlock was pretty laser focused. But that's still my bad. I should have described this door. There is a pair of rusty sets of armor sized for goblins, flanking what appears to be a large stone double door that has no handles, no hinges, and is otherwise completely featureless. The armor suits have halberds in their hands. This is unlike any of the other doors that you have seen here so far, all of which have been wooden doors. with drama masks for knockers, for door knockers. This is a stone door with no decoration whatsoever. To the right, well, left as you're coming out of the stair, to the east side of the map, checking the rose compass, making sure that this is not a this is not a
Not a
salt
salt
marsh
marsh
situation.
special.
Is the orrery. While you were in there, you did see that there were a number of hallways, two of which you surmise would be rooms behind the balconies where you were a moment ago. Certainly an odd place to put a prison. So, from where you are, you can continue up, or there are the hallways through the orrery. There are still two other hallways off the orrery that you know are there. You have seen them. Or there is the doors here. There is also obviously a portion of the ground floor you have not explored, but you do know that the prison is somewhere on the first floor of the tower. You have been told that by Gleam, I believe.
You said there were 2 suits of armor flanking it, like size for a goblin, but like not like occupied.
Hard to say. This is full plate, like visor down, plume out of the helmet, and everything. So
I'm gonna go over towards one. Hey, pal. Do you mind opening the door for me? My arms are real sore. Had like upper body day. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. You know, you look good and strong.
the suit does not even move to acknowledge that you have spoken to it. It stares placidly across the hallway at the other suit.
Gonna like kind of wave my hand in front of it. Hey, can you hear me?
I look at Banner and just say, I think our experience with you has warped our sense of reality.
I'm going to take the helmet off of this suit of armor.
You pull the helmet off to reveal the skeleton of a goblin inside this suit of armor. The helmet slides off the goblin's skull, and then the entire armor simply crumpled straight down, as though whatever was holding it together, whether it was magic or whether it was simply
Cobwebs.
cobwebs or like the greatest Jenga tower stack ever.
Right.
Whatever
Right.
it is, there is a crash as this suit of armor drops. And as it does, appearing on the door that the armor was standing next to, a skeletal face, the face of Endolin Moongrave, appears, taking up nearly the entirety of the door.
Mhm.
You shall not pass. Back, I command you.
I mage hand to open the door. Well, I try.
There is no handle. There is nothing to grab, and this slab of stone weighs far too much for your mage hand to be able to pull on.
I also can.
What about pushing? What about pushing?
I'm not saying that my characters are running together, but when you first described the door, my first instinct was, oh, I'm just going to play this liar and cast stone. Oh, wait a second. I'm in the wrong fucking game.
Banner, oddly enough, when the door speaks
Mhm.
and the mouth moves, you can see through the mouth into a large empty stone room. But
I'm shoving my arm through the mouth. I'm shoving my arm through the mouth and trying to use that to either pull the door open or push it open. Very shortly, we're going to find out how well Banner fights with just brains.
Go eat your arm off.
While it
Can we
is
solve
talking,
your door puzzle?
it's in the middle of the. But as it is commanding you to step back,
You shall not.
you shove your arm into its mouth, and it clamps down around your arm. Not hard enough to crush your arm, but like the stone forms around your arm with small gaps as it then kind of mumbles around your arm as best it is able to. Hey, you're being very rude right now. It is doing its best to spit your arm out of its mouth, but it doesn't really have the force to do that. So
say
Arlen's gonna go up and try to like tickle the door. Come on, hey, come on, just say ah.
The door does not open, but as the mouth laughs, there is a space about 3 feet tall that Arlen or Court, you would have a chance to dash through.
Yeah, diving through. Like a little bullet.
We just gotta get to open his mouth real big.
Do you have any pepper in your mesquite?
No, not really. I mean, that's not really my flavor profile, you know.
Did Court just dive through?
Yeah, Ted, can I make a check? Can I dive through?
You do not need to make a check. As Arlen is busy tickling the door, and that's a sentence that I can't unsay. And Banner has his arm in its mouth. You are able to dart through into what is a large stone room. Like the walls here are just carved into the mountain. There is none of the decoration you have seen in other rooms here. Although there are the same glowing orbs that cast a solid red light. There are a number of other doors, each a solid wood with iron banding, with a small window high up on the door itself, with tiny bars.
Well, first I check over my shoulder to see if there's a way to let my friends in.
There does not appear to be any sort of lever on this door, on the large stone doors. There must be some magical key.
I still try to push them.
Looking at it from this side, there are not hinges. These are not doors that swing open.
Sliding. Try to pull them from the inside out. Sliding. Come on.
Nothing. Banner, make me. What's up?
Can I? Do I see where I came through?
Yes. There is a small opening. Basically, when the door opens its mouth.
Can I stick an immovable rod in there?
Sure can.
I'd like to do that, please.
Your brain.
Hey, hey, hey! Something
Like-
stuck in my teeth.
Earl, do you want to wiggle on in?
Does this make an opening big enough for like our bigger friends?
Wiggle.
They will have to crawl, but they can get in. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
squeezing my way in.
I flitter on up to the barred windows.
Yeah, well, I think
Remove that door so
we're
you can all
going
come in. Each of the first 3 rooms that you check are empty stone rooms with a simple bed and a chamber pot. There is nothing and no one in them other than that,
Are there any
but
shadows in there?
there are no shadows.
Okay.
As you peer into the last room, sitting on a rather posh, velvety divan-like recliner couch, reading a book, reading a black leather tome and sipping wine from a thin crystal goblet, there is an elf, slender and pale-skinned, their face partially hidden by a sun-shaped mask.
I stick my hand through the bars and start waving wildly. Hey, Glister, Glister!
For a moment, she is reaching to as you do that, she is setting the crystal goblet down and pulls a fig from a bowl that is sitting on a side table near the couch, and the fig is halfway to her mouth as you start calling her name, and with a look of confusion that very quickly turns to bright glee and happiness.
Ah!
Court?
Glister! Hi!
What are you doing here?
What do you think? How do I get you out of here?
The lever by the door.
Well, geez, get it! You're muted.
Oh, oops. Big ol' Hop jumps up and like grabs on and like tugs it down with all his weight.
The door slides sideways into the stone wall, and standing there in the bright Selenelian performance gear is Glister the elf. She is about to open her mouth to say something when Gleam jumps onto her and begins hugging her. And
I'm piling onto this hug. I don't care about twins getting their moment. Cor is inserting himself into the situation.
the the 3 of you spiral around in a hug full of happy sobs and tears as the 2 of them eventually collapse to the ground in relief.
I look back
And
at everyone else. We ready to go kill a hag?
I think we have to be.
Let's go, gang.
Can you two create an eclipse?
Look at them. They're eclipsed right now.
Yeah, I guess the more that I've been thinking about it, like an eclipse isn't about the shadow. It's about not being able to see one thing because it's behind the other thing. Duh. I feel like yeah.
And
So
behind his relatives. So let's go.
You want to go kill a hag?
I want to go kill a hag.
More than we can possibly say, they answer in perfect unison. And on this happy note, we will call it for tonight.